Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to get started in just a moment, just getting folks in and getting them logged in here. If you have any questions during the presentation, you can enter them into the chat, or the Q&A panel, and we'll read those off for you. Without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Justin Lewinsky.
Thank you, Lisa. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. As Lisa said, I'm Justin Lewinsky. I am an annuities consultant with CPS Insurance Services. And today's session is Annuity 101. I think it's very timely, as little know, but of course I know it's my job to know. June is Annuity Awareness Month. And because it's so timely, annuity rates are at 18-year highs. We haven't seen annuities this great since the iPhone came out. So the rates backing them are strong. That also means the marketing behind annuities is strong. I'm sure you've seen them. Your clients have definitely seen them. Everywhere they look, there's advertisements, whether it's for lifetime income, whether it's for protected growth. All of these, they're annuity marketing tools. So when your client comes and asks you about these annuities, I want you to be able to be armed with the knowledge. So my goal is not to turn anyone into an annuity expert in the next 20 minutes. Instead, I just want to provide a practical overview of the three major annuity categories advisors are using today, where they fit, and how they can help solve real world retirement planning strategies. We'll cover MYGAs. These are multi-year guarantee annuities. We're going to cover fixed indexed annuities. We're also going to cover some lifetime income solutions. By the end, my hope is you'll have a solid understanding of what they do, who they work for, and how they can potentially create new opportunities within your practice. And speaking to that, it's not just annuity rates are high, annuity sales are through the roof. They were up in 2024. They were up huge in 2025. And so far in 2026, they're reaching even higher heights. So contact information listed here. It'll also be at the end. But for anyone here that won't be able to make the end, feel free to reach out to me. Before we discuss products, I want to talk about problems. At their core, annuities exist because retirees face three major challenges. First is protecting principal. Clients spend decades accumulating assets, and many become increasingly concerned about preserving what they have built. Second is growing retirement assets without taking excessive risk. Many clients, they still need growth, but they're uncomfortable maybe with that full market exposure, especially as the news grows of whether it's geopolitical uncertainty, all of that just creates stock market volatility. If you're a retiree watching your portfolio go up and down every day, it can be very stressful. And third is creating income that lasts for life. One of the biggest fears retirees have is outliving their money, especially because outliving your money means you run out at the end of your retirement cycle when you're least able to produce income for yourself. So it's definitely a fear retirees share. Every annuity product is designed to solve one or more of these challenges. And as we move through today's presentation, I want you to think about which client concerns align with each solution. Another thing I like to show is this fixed annuity family tree. When most people hear the word annuity, they assume it's a single product. In reality, annuities are more like a family of products. And today we're going to focus on our main three areas, like we talked about. We have our multi-year guarantee annuities, guaranteed growth solutions. We have our fixed indexed annuities. They're linked to a market index, such as the S&P 500. And these are protected growth solutions. And then we have our income riders, our income annuities. Can be done a lot of different ways, but just providing a lifetime stream of income to the client. Now, what is a MYGA? So, like we said, multi-year guarantee annuity. It's going to give you a guaranteed compounding interest rate. Okay, there's not going to be any surprises here. You're going to know exactly what you're getting the second you apply, and that rate's not going to change for however long you own it. Speaking of that, we have guaranteed term lengths anywhere from as little as 2 years. If your client maybe is just looking to, park their money safely out of the market for the next couple of years, let everything calm down, or if they have money that maybe was meant for a savings account or a CD that they actually don't plan on using in the near future, you can park it for up to 10 years, gaining a guaranteed compounding interest rate. So great flexibility there. We also get tax deferred growth. This is the primary benefit of a MYGA because it's similar to a CD, right? You get a guaranteed interest rate for a certain amount of time, can count on it. But a MYGA has very important advantages. Your tax is not paid on your gain until you distribute gain from the annuity. So your gain is working harder for you every year that you defer taking your distributions. And that showed really well in this graphic. We have $100,000. One goes into a taxable CD, the other goes into a MYGA at 5.5%. Now, first of all, I want to challenge you guys to find a CD anywhere close to this rate. Right now, if you want a CD for a year longer, you're probably looking at around 4%. But for the sake of comparison, we're going to use 5.5% for both. 5.5 is a fair MYGA rate right now for what you can get across the board, whether it's 3 to 10 years. They're both earning that $5,500 of interest in year one. But as you can see in the CD, your client's getting a 1099 that year for that gain. So in this example, they're paying $1,320 in income tax that year. Your tax paid if you keep it deferred is zero. So already that's a $1,300 difference, but that means you have $1,300 more dollars working for you. And after 10 years, as you can see at the bottom here, it's an over $20,000 difference. So this just goes to show the power of tax deferral. So I think an important thing to talk about is why do clients like them? Why are they so popular right now? And there are four primary reasons that clients gravitate towards MYGAs. First is the competitive growth. As I talked about in the beginning, rates remain attractive compared to what many retirees have seen over the last decade or 2 decades. We are at near 18-year highs right now. And the second is guaranteed returns. There's no guessing, there's no market risk, there's no surprises. They don't have to tune into the news every single day to see if they're going to be able to retire all right, if they can cover the bills, right? All of this growth is guaranteed for however long you want it to be. Third is the tax deferral and control. Clients maintain full control over when this taxable income is recognized. Unlike a CD where you're paying the taxes on the gain every year, these MYGAs give you additional control to be flexible over when you pay that income tax, aka when you distribute the gain. Many retirees appreciate the solutions that don't require constant monitoring or ongoing decision making, and these are simple. So that's really the main part as well. Clients appreciate that simplicity. And I just want to show just an example of a 5% MYGA. This is a 5-year, 5% MYGA, something that is on the lower end of rates right now, but just for the simplicity of numbers, you can see how it grows every year on a guaranteed basis. And by the end of it, it's a net 27.6% gain on our initial investment. And the whole time, your client had the peace of mind that nothing was going to go wrong there. So for conservative money, that might otherwise sit in a bank, money market account, CD, a MYGA can often be really worth evaluating. So safety is great. Many clients love guarantees, but some are looking for additional growth potential. They might be uncomfortable with the full stock market risk, but they don't want all of their assets just earning a fixed rate either. And that's where fixed index annuities enter the conversation. FIAs are designed to bridge the gap between safety and growth potential. So, what is a fixed index annuity? A fixed index annuity links interest crediting to the performance of a market index, such as the S&P 500. I'm going to reference the S&P 500 a lot. It's the most popular index. So it links your interest crediting to the performance of the index of your choice. And the key benefit is that it protects principal from market losses. If the index declines, the account does not participate in those losses. At the same time, the client has the opportunity to earn interest when the index performs well. This is fully tax deferred, just like a MYGA. It's the main characteristic of these annuities. There's also lifetime income options available that you can attach to these products. So a common misconception is that the client is invested directly in the market. They're not. This is the insurance company simply using the index as a measuring stick to determine interest credits. So for clients seeking growth without downside market exposure, this can be a really attractive solution. And now I want to walk through how FIA crediting works. So I'm going to use the most popular crediting strategy on these fixed indexed annuities. This is a 10% S&P 500 annual point-to-point cap. So this means the max we can get in a year is 10%. So let's start with that same $100,000 of premium. And in contract year one, we're looking great. The S&P 500 is up 10% in that year. What does that mean for the client? A 10% credit in year one. So our cap is 10%, the S&P 500 is up 10%. We get the full interest crediting of the S&P 500 for that year. So again, end of year one, we're left with $110,000. Now we go into year two feeling great because we have our $110,000, but the market, it corrects this year. It's down 20%. Now, while usual equity investors would be down this much if they were invested in the S&P 500, we come out of year two with not just our initial principal of $100,000, but also with the gain that we previously accrued in year one. When interest is credited, it is locked into your account value and you cannot lose it in subsequent down years in the market. Now, the best part of this is the start of year three. We go in with that same $110,000, and when the market bounces back, let's say the S&P 500 is up 20%, it bounces back. We get another 10% interest credit, and this compounds. Now, like we talked about, our cap is 10%. So we don't get the full 20%, but we get another 10% credit. So while the market's seesawing, it's going up and down, and usual equity investors are stressing, not only is our principal protected the whole time, any gain that we accrue is fully protected the whole time this is happening. So I hope this illustrates the power of these cap strategies with zero downside risk. And again, I want to point out no fees on this strategy. There is no fee at all. So your client's not paying any fee drag. It is just pure accumulation. So going into why clients like them, as we just talked about, this is FIAs have become one of the fastest growing retirement products in the country. pretty quickly and very strongly. They offer greater growth potential, as we can see here, than traditional MYGAs. So what this shows is a 10% cap. If you had a 10% S&P 500 cap over the last 10 years. Now, this is not a prediction of future performance. This is just showing if someone started an FIA with a 10% cap at the beginning of 2016, what they would be looking at the end of 2025. At the top there, you can see your annualized growth rate over the period is 7.88%. That's compounding. So that's better than what you're going to get with a MYGA. It's a really strong bond alternative. And the whole time, there's zero risk to the client. So again, complete protection from market downturns. We talk about the tax deferral and flexibility. This gain is not realized until the client pulls the money out. So more money working harder for your accumulation goal. And they could also provide lifetime income options, which we're going to talk about in a second. So for many pre-retirees, this combination of growth potential and protection is exactly what they're looking for. Client profile for this could be someone who is nearing retirement. They've built up a lot of money through their 401k or through their brokerage account through the market, but now they're looking for risk protection as they get closer to retirement. So this index annuity threads that needle really nicely. So I now want to go into the guaranteed lifetime income side. Retirement is not a 5-year event. It may last 20, 30, or even 40 years. And at the same time, pension plans continue to disappear. The longer we go, the less pension plans we're going to see. And many retirees are now responsible for creating their own paycheck. As we can see in this graphic here, these retirees have lived their whole life receiving a paycheck and spending it on bills, saving it for the future, and spending it on fun things like vacations. So with a lifetime income annuity, we're able to simulate, we can create these retirees' paychecks, create their own paycheck to give them this experience that they've been used to their entire life, to cover the bills, cover the savings. And then it's retirement. Let's have fun, go on vacations as well. So there's also sequence of return risk, which I think is important for clients that are just planning on simply withdrawing from their portfolio, taking their 401k invested in the market and just taking a steady withdrawal every month, every year. That's great. But when you withdraw on a down portfolio, let's say the market's down 20% and you take out your usual withdrawal to cover your expenses, it's called sequence of return risk because withdrawing on a down portfolio can have major impacts on the overall health of that retirement portfolio. And that is something that we are eliminating with an annuity because we're guaranteeing that this money is going to be there for life. So guaranteed lifetime income, it helps solve these challenges by creating certainty. No matter what happens in the market, the income continues. And for many retirees, that peace of mind is incredibly valuable. Again, retirees are living longer than ever. I expect that number to keep going up. And that shouldn't be a bad thing. As they live longer, that retirement income check is going to continue. They can live till 120 and they're still going to be getting a lifetime income check. So again, expenses don't stop in retirement either. What is an income rider? An income rider is an optional feature attached to an index annuity, and its purpose is simple. It creates a guaranteed stream of income that cannot be outlived, like we talked about, and the client maintains control over when this income begins. In many cases, the longer they wait, the larger the future income payments become. This flexibility allows advisors to align income activation with retirement timing. The rider essentially creates a personal pension that can supplement Social Security and other retirement assets. So, what does this do for the client? Let's look at a real world example. And these are real numbers with real products available today. So, we have a 60-year-old male, and they want to retire in 5 years, and they want to supplement their Social Security income. So, what do? They decide to put $400,000 of their IRA funds into an index annuity with a lifetime income rider. 5 years later, when it's time to trigger that income, that money has been working for them the whole time, and they are then locking in on a guaranteed basis $45,255 per year for life. This is over 11% of their initial investment, guaranteed on an annual basis. This means if they make it to age 85, $905,106 has been paid out. Well over double of their initial investment has been paid out in this lifetime income. And let alone if they make it to age 95, 105, that payment's going to continue. And that advantage is only going to grow. So what's powerful here is, again, payments continue regardless of how long the client lives. And these income riders can just be so valuable for clients seeking guaranteed retirement income. So where does this fit? They can provide income protection. They can supplement or replace traditional pension income. They can create an income floor, freeing up the remainder of the portfolio to stay invested for growth. So rather than maybe you put half your portfolio into equities and half your portfolio into bonds, this way, because you have this income floor of guaranteed lifetime income that you can count on, gives you the freedom and the flexibility to invest more aggressively with outside assets in whether that's your retirement funds, your brokerage account, anything. We know what we have with these guaranteed lifetime income solutions. And perhaps most importantly, I've harped on this with every single product we've talked about, they can provide certainty during retirement. So not every client is a fit for an annuity, but for clients concerned about market risk, income security, or preserving assets, these solutions deserve consideration. Thank you all for joining today. My contact information is on the screen. If you want to discuss a specific client case, if you want to review current rates or explore product options, I'd be happy to help. Also, if you have any annuity statements that your client has shown to you, any annuities you've written in the past that you think could be upgraded by today's rates, send me over the information, send me over the statement. I'm happy to take a look. That's one of the easiest annuity sale opportunities today, is simply reviewing your book for annuities that you sold 5, 10, 15 years ago. Because as we've talked about, rates are so good today that replacing them not only is great for the client, but it also pays an upfront commission to you. Quickly on commissions, because I do think it's important for the advisors on this call. For fixed index annuities, if you want to go out to 10 years, that can be as much as 7% upfront premium, sometimes even higher. So right there, if you're putting, $400,000 in there, you can imagine that's a very, very significant portion of upfront. With MYGAs, it ranges from 2 to 10 years. If you want to go up to 10 years, that number is closer to 4 or 5%. And these are with A++ companies. So here at CPS, access to over 40 carriers. Some of these have the A++ highest AM Best rating. And these are the carriers providing some of the most competitive solutions, both for your client and for the advisor. So just a great time in the annuity world. to be getting into it and having these conversations, as there are just benefits all around. With that, I want to open it up for some questions. But again, feel free to reach out and email me, give me a call at any time after this call. All right, let's see. Lisa, do we have any questions?
Nope, looks like we're clear on questions.
All right. All right. Well, if that is all, I want to thank everyone for joining today. It's really been a pleasure to provide this information to you. And I hope you have a great rest of your day as we go into the end of the first half of the year. I am hoping for a strong second half of the year for everyone on this call. Have a good one. Thanks so much.